Hello, this is Angelia with today's wisdom. Today's wisdom comes from Daily Om, Whole Self Well-Being, How the Body Clears Energy. Whole self well-being is, in part, the result of a harmonious flow of energy between our physical and mental selves. And you have a body, and you also have a spirit, and there is energy in your body, and it governs how things work. When this flow is thrown out of balance for any reason, the body and mind react to one another rather than act cooperatively. And I know that sometimes your mind and your heart can be at odds with each other. And your mind and your body can be at odds with you. Like, I'm going to do this. And the body's like, no, you're not. So, you have to be in harmony with all your parts in order for them to work well. Ongoing stress, sadness, anxiety, excitement, and fear can overwhelm the cerebral self, causing traumatic energy to be channeled into the body. And most of you probably know that if you don't feel okay, you don't feel okay physically either. The body then responds by taking steps to organically dispel the energy that has burdened it and expressing it by means of physical symptoms such as illness, fatigue, or disease. And to me, it's fatigue. When I'm overwhelmed, it's like I'm too tired to deal with this, but I push on because I know I'm really not. I'm just stressed out, from whatever it was that stressed me out. And as Dory said, just keep swimming. In some cases, these symptoms can simply be allowed to run their natural course and recovery will come about naturally. And usually there needs to be a little intervention, especially if it's an emotional and mental problem, because usually people that have those don't realize they have those or don't want to do anything about it. Again, I say when you're having mental and emotional problems, talk to somebody, find a good therapist, life coach, whatever, and hash that out so that you can heal. In most instances, however, health and wellness can only be restored by a dual course of treatment that acknowledges both the physical manifestations of energy clearing and the underlying emotional causes. Many of the ailments we experience over the course of our lives can be indicative of today's attempts to process intellectual and emotional energy. And in the world today, we got a lot on our plates. Our man-made society is a construct, but it keeps us hopping, keeps us busy, thinking that we have to have this, that, and the other thing, and do this, that, and the other thing to have a life, keep up with the Joneses, as they call it. And you don't really have to. Your life is your own, and you choose what to do with it. And what anybody else thinks about you is none of your business. Many of the ailments we experience over the course of our lives can be, swollen glands, for example, can signal that you are going through a period of emotional cleansing. And it also can be disease. So, my advice is always check with the doctor, just in case. But if they can't explain it, then maybe you need to talk to somebody else. Even something as simple as a pimple can indicate that your body is ridding itself of toxins and old energy. And I know when I was younger, whenever I was stressed out, I would break out. And it was always like right here or on the chin or forehead. I had what you might have thought was a pimple here a while back. It was actually a mosquito bite. I'm allergic to them, and they love me. They would come from miles around just to bite me, and then, I break out. So, in Chinese medicine, intense emotions are held in the body's organs as a matter of course. And now I had studied Chinese medicine, and I wrote a class on Chinese medicine. Never got to finish it or teach it because, I had to retire. But you know, I know that there's a lot of beliefs like that, especially in the East, and you know, it has a lot of history. I mean, everyone knows if you're stressed out, that's bad for your circulation. That's bad for your heart, your lungs, your digestive processes. So there is something to it. It's not just all old wives' tales. There's always something to something. You know, there's always a little truth behind anything. Grief lurks in the lungs. Anger inhabits the liver. Fretfulness lingers in the heart. Worry is held in the stomach, and the kidneys harbor fright. Particular illnesses and symptoms represent the body's attempts to clear emotional energy, because you know your body don't really know what to do with all this, because your basic animals that don't have a higher brain, when they're in danger, you know, the adrenaline kicks in, and when they're safe, everything calms back down. You know, our animals aren't preoccupied with their thoughts. They're just existing. You know, they're just doing life. And if more people could learn to just do life, you know, and stop having, you know, depression, anxiety, fear. And now I know there are chemical reasons for some of these things. There's chemical imbalance in the brain, and that can be treated. But a lot of times it's because you're too wrapped up in your head, and that causes you problems. You need to come out. Deal with the world as it is. Coughs or bronchitis can signify that the physical self is clearing away grief, while a loss of appetite may signal that worry is being actively addressed. And some people, they're like that. If they're stressed out, they don't eat. They don't feel hungry. I'm the opposite of that. I'm a stress eater. You know, I probably ate my way through my 30s and 40s stressed out. So when you feel ill or imbalanced, treating your whole self rather than treating the physical self alone can empower you to determine the root cause of sickness. And like I say, you know, check with your doctor first physically, and then if you can't find any physical reasons, maybe you need to talk to somebody else and see what's bugging you. Since you understand that your physical symptoms may be an expression of emotional discomfort, you can establish a balanced treatment regimen to ensure that you quickly recover your good health. And that's what you got. That's what's going to take you into old age and keep you around for your kids, grandkids, or whatever. So you need to take care of yourself. So, you know, your body clears energy in different ways. So, you know, if you want to take care of your whole self well-being, you know, there's the physical, emotional, and mental you need to take into account. And then I add the spiritual, because I feel like science proves that if you have a good spiritual connection, you feel better about your life, and you have better outcomes and things, and you live a longer life. So, you know, I put that aspect in there on that too. Think about it. Please like and share this wisdom so we can spread it around the world. If you want to help me out, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to help me out even more, go to my Patreon page and become a patron. That's all for now. Until next time.